What's up, everybody? This is Eric from Ease Computer Solutions. So in 2019, it's been an interesting year for smartphones, whether or not it's so-called flagships or mid-rangers. I believe that the line has been blurred between a smartphone flagship and a smartphone mid-ranger. I've been reviewing the Moto G7 for about a month now, and it's refreshing to use a phone that's been checking off all my boxes at half the cost of a flagship. So in this video, I'm going to give you my thoughts about this device. So sit back and relax and get your popcorn ready and follow me on this journey. Let's go. What's up, guys? This is Eric back with another video, and I've been reviewing the Motorola G7 for about a month now, and I'm gonna tell you, it's been checking off all my boxes. And let's go ahead and talk about the specs. Let's get this out the way. You have a 6.2-inch 1080p display. You have the Snapdragon 632 processor with 4 gigs of RAM. You have 64 gigs of internal storage complemented by SD card support. You have a 3000 milliamp battery in this thing, right? You have all the bells and whistles with headphone jack. You have a max vision display. You have a beautiful body style, which we're going to go into more detail in this video. Also, you have a dual camera setup in the back, dual 12 megapixel cameras, and then in the front you have a 8 megapixel camera. All in all, when you hear the specs on the Moto G7, the first thing that techies might say is it's a mid-ranger, and some people might think it's a mid-ranger, but when you use this phone, it's far from a mid-ranger. And when I talk about the gap has been blurred, I believe the gap has been blurred between the so-called flagship and the mid-ranger. Let's go and talk about the design of the Moto G7. Look, if you take away everything, if you take away the specs, the company that built the phone, and you just look at the product, one thing that comes to your mind when you pick up a Moto G7 is that this phone is not a mid $200 phone. It's a beautiful all glass design, and again with the max vision display in the front, you got the teardrop notch that's in the front, but when you look at it, it's almost edge to edge display. You have a little forehead and chin, but I'm gonna tell you, this phone is beautiful, especially the black one, and even if you look at the white one. Look, Motorola paid a lot of attention to details when it come down to the Moto G7. This phone is absolutely a premium device, again, half the cost, but when you look at it, it doesn't feel cheap. It looks really good. Let's go down and talk about the performance. Listen, Snapdragon 632 processor with 4 gigs of RAM. Again, the specs won't blow you away, but I'm gonna tell you, I've played high-end games with this device, and it blows it out the park. I don't have no problems playing high-end games, whether or not it's Asphalt 9 or anything in between in the App Store that will work on this device with no problems, no hiccups, no sweating with this device. As far as the launcher that's on here, I mean, it's relatively stock launcher here with Android 9. You don't have no problems with app opening and performance with this device. Look, again, checking boxes and the line blurred between smartphones, flagships, and mid-rangers. So when it comes down to the performance, the 632 processor is a beast of a processor. I mean, you have all the power in the world to handle anything in the App Store with no issues. And so when it comes down to the performance of the Motorola G7, I give it 2 thumbs up. So let's talk about these cameras. You got a dual camera setup in the rear, which is 12 megapixels, and you have a front-facing camera, which is 8 megapixels. Again, the tide has been blurred between its flagships and mid-rangers, right? I put this device against the LG G8. I'm gonna show you that clip in a minute. The photos that's coming out of here has been outstanding, shocking to me. Also, the audio coming out the video has been very good on this device. Let me show you a short clip with some photos and some videos going against the LG G8 with the Motorola G7. So check this out. All right, guys, so here it is. I have the LG G8 and the Motorola G7, both of them at 1080p 30 frames per second. So I want y'all guys to see this as I walk. And listen, you got a mid $200 phone, and I'm putting it against a flagship. I mean, you could get the LG G8 pretty cheap, but I mean, when it comes down to it, it's still a flagship right now. Let's go to it. Look, I'm looking at the viewfinder, and both devices is gorgeous. I mean, gorgeous. Look, you got a mid $200 phone here in the LG G7, and again, you have a flagship phone in the LG G8. You be the judge for yourself. And I'm gonna go audio from side to side so y'all guys can hear the audio with both devices. Now, let's get into this tree. Now, look at that. Look at that. You be the judge for yourself what device looks the best. Now, I can tell you, the LG G8 is great when it comes down to pro mode, but this is auto. I got both devices in auto mode. And which device give you the pretty colors there, right? Yes, what I'm talking about. And I did wipe the camera lens, so it's no excuses. Wow, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Look at the sky, the tree, everything in between. Boom, there it is. So let's talk about battery life on the Moto G7. Look, 3000 milliamp battery on paper, it doesn't seem to be big, but with the 632 processor with 4 gigs of RAM, 1080p display, I've been getting about 2 days of battery life with this device, right? Look, your mileage may vary, but for medium use for me, I'll be getting about 2 days, full 2 days of battery life with this device. And it does have quick charge. So you don't have no problem with battery life with this device. Again, your mileage may vary when it comes down to battery life. But overall for me, in my experience, the battery life has been outstanding on the Moto G7. So let me give you my conclusion on the Moto G7. This device is a very versatile phone. It works on every carrier. I'm rocking it right now on Sprint. The upload and download speeds has been pretty good. Your mileage may vary, but it works on Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Sprint, and everything in between. So it's a very versatile device. This phone here checks off a lot of my boxes. It's a good phone for a very good price. I mean, it has a very good display. It feels good. The design of this device is outstanding. The fingerprint scanner has been very good. One of the fastest fingerprint scanners that I've used so far in 2019. Again, the display has been very outstanding. The battery life has been outstanding. The processing speed and power performance has been outstanding. I mean, this device checks off a lot of boxes. What kinds do I have with this phone? I don't know. I mean, it's hard to talk about kinds about a phone that costs mid $200, right? It's very difficult to nitpick on a phone that's relatively cheap. You know, I mean, a lot of people might say, well, it doesn't have a Quad HD display. Okay, but this phone is a mid $200 phone, right? I mean, I've been seeing this device, you know, between $299. I've seen it as low as, you know, $249. Also with activations and stuff like that, the Sprint and other carriers giving this device for relatively cheap. So when it all boils down, I mean, you be the judge for yourself. This device has been very good for me. It checks off a lot of my boxes when it comes down to a very good smartphone in 2019. This is Eric from Easy Computer Solutions. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think about the Moto G7 in all its glory. See you guys on the next video. Peace. A good phone. This is a good phone.